Hi everyone, it's Kathy Colaiacovo with pepper@marketing.com, and today I'm going to show you how to create a high converting lead generation page using Leadpages and how you can do it in under 15 minutes. I did indeed say 15 minutes. Leadpages has been my tool of choice for several years for creating landing pages, lead pages, opt-in pages, sign-up pages, sales pages, whatever you call it. I have been using Leadpages for several years to do this, and I do it because number one, they have a ton of templates that are easy to use, easy to edit and customize, and you can create these pages really fast and really easy. That's the biggest benefit to me. Leadpages is a paid account. They do have different levels of service that you can get, from the basic at $25 a month up to the high-end one, which is $200 a month. I use the middle of the road pro version because I like to do split testing with mine. But for the general basic small business owner starting out, that may or may not be something you're looking for, so $25 a month would do you well. So we're going to go through today and I'm going to show you how I use this system to create all these pages that I use all the time on my website. So Leadpages has several different ways of using their system. You have your standard lead pages, which is what we're going to go today. Also, they have lead boxes, which is basically a way that you can connect your email marketing system to a bit of code, and then you can use that on your website to create small boxes and sign up buttons. So I use them, I'll give you an example. I use those on my blog all the time, and I use them as a call to action. So we have a lot of my lead boxes saved in a different Word document, and then depending on what the topic of the blog post is, I will have a lead box set up there. So you can see this at the bottom of my post. People click it and they can quickly download that lead magnet. I do that fully using my Leadpages account. So I know a lot of people will do that kind of thing. You'll get this set up through a different app like SumoMe or other ones that you can pay, or paid plugins. I like having it set up through this system because it's included with what I have in my paid account, so I don't have to go out and pay another monthly fee to get something else in there. So that's what lead boxes are. Lead links are a way that you can just use a link in an email letter to deliver a lead magnet or a free offer or something like that, that you want to give to people without actually sending them to a page where they enter their name and email. So a lead link is a really neat tool to use as well. And then their lead digits are a way that you can do your email marketing signups by text through mobile devices. So lead digits are another option they have in there as well. Again, most of the time I use Leadpages. And I have about 50 at any one given time in use on my website. I use a WordPress website, and we have a plugin. There's a WordPress plugin for Leadpages that I use that connects it all up and makes it very easy to use. So Leadpages has two types of page builders. One is their standard one that they're moving away from a little bit more now and going into the drag and drop ones, because those are more customizable and you can drag and drop and build them the way that you want. The standard ones are a little more set in the information and the space that they have in the layout and the design, but it makes for very quick and easy creation of these pages as well. So in either version, there are tons of templates that you've got in here. They kind of list what kind they are. You know, it's a 5-day challenge one, an error page, a sold out page, a blank one, webinar ones. There are tons of options in here that you can use. We're going to go through and just create a standard one. So whenever I'm looking at the templates that they have, I always sort them by highest converting. Leadpages keeps track of people's pages that have them set up to track conversions. So they're looking at, you know, how many pages people view on this and how many signed up. So they typically sort these and they look through the different options for you and tell you what's working the best for the clients that they're tracking them with. And you can see down here, there are tons of different options for different layouts. So we're going to do a simple opt-in one today. So I'm just going to click the opt-in, and it's going to give me the templates that they have available for opt-in ones and in the order that they have set up. So these are all these different choices that you have available to you. And you can see they have 3 pages with about 24 on a page. So lots of variety. You shouldn't have a hard time picking one that might suit whatever you're looking to do right now. Any one of them you can take a look at and do a preview so you can see the full page template before you say, yes, I want to use it. So it just depends on what kind you're looking at. So we're just going to go back to the main ones, and we're going to create a very standard one from their very high converting opt-in page template that we've got here. So once you get this up, I'm going to give you a little tour of what the areas are within the back end of their system. So they have ways for you to look at what the page will look like on a tablet, on a phone, on a responsive website. They're all responsive designs. You have your page name you're going to set up. If you're going to do an A/B test, then you would create a second version of this page in here so that you could see which one's working better. If you do attempt to go that way, try not to change a whole lot on those pages so that you can tell and figure out what is making one work better than the other. The lead page options here, basically this is where you would enter your page name, which is one of the first things that you want to do. So you have the page name to save. So I'm just going to call it my title. And you can also add SEO on here, which we'll do later on. And whoops, that closed it right out. You can also enter tracking codes. So if you're looking to enter any Google Analytics codes or maybe your Facebook pixel tracking codes for ads, that's where you can do them in here. And then you have 2 menus. You have your content menu and you have your style menu. So the style menu is, what kind of color are the headline text, what kind of colors are the buttons and the links, different things like that. So one of the first things that I do is I go in and I edit the color codes. I know all my color codes for my brand, so I go in and I edit them in here so that I have them all set up to the colors that I'm looking for. And this is one of the reasons why you should always have a little guide that's sitting around that you can use as a reference to know what your color codes are so that you can do changes like this very easy. Okay, so you can see that changed my headline to my red color, and my blue is on the button here as well as the link. You can also go in and change your fonts if you want. They're pretty limited on what fonts are there, but the option is there for your main font and your secondary font. So we're going to look at the content. So now we want to go in and make the changes to this template of the page that they have set up. Now, for this particular one, I don't have an image here right now that would be like a book image or maybe a product or a lead magnet image. So I'm actually going to go in and hide that option. And you can do this hiding from this menu over here as well. So if I wanted to bring that back, I could click the eye icon over here and bring that image space back. And as you hover over these different pieces over on the left, you can see the area being highlighted over on the right. So it's very easy for you to figure out what is the area that you're looking at. So we're going to go in and edit some of this text over here. And so I'm going to go in and put in my headline text. And then I'm going to put in my, actually that was the pre-headline before. I'm going to put in my headline, and then I'm going to add in my little teaser, and it's something that they have a lot of in the Leadpages templates, and I actually got a lot of the ideas from their training, and they have lots of training, by the way, lots that you can go in and participate in that's free as well, so it's good options for you if you're looking to do something a little bit different. So I just changed the font color a little bit. You can see that there's a menu for a bit of formatting up here, bold, underline, italics, font colors, but you're limited on what you can do here. Color of the background of the text, you can put in links, the size, and the font. And if you ever copy and paste anything over from a system that isn't working, is looking funky, you can use the clear format button here to clear it out as well. So we've got our pre-headline and headline in, our little teaser in there as well. I'm actually going to make this 15 minutes. I don't know, with under or less than. I think I like less than better. This is my opt-in form and the submit text link. So I'm going to come back to those in a minute, but we're going to configure those, and they're connected to our email marketing system. There is a way in Leadpages to not use an email marketing system and use their own. I tend not to do that nor recommend it, because I always want you to be adding in names and emails to your email marketing list. You don't want to be having to do any automated connections and automated or manual updates as well. So you want them connected in there. So we're going to hook that up to our email marketing system, which when you come to this point in creating a system, I'm assuming on your email marketing system, you've created a campaign or a list that's relevant to whatever your lead generation item is going to be. So whatever lead magnet or free offer you've created, I'm assuming you've created and set it up in your email marketing system so that we can connect it to it. You would also, once you open your Leadpages account, you would go in there and connect that email marketing system to your Leadpages account under the apps and integrations button. So what we have down here at the bottom is the privacy text. So you will want to typically leave that there or edit it on your own to make it wording that you want to let people know that by sharing their name and email, you're not going to give that information away. Then you have your legal information here. So I typically tend to go in and change the copyright to my legal company name. And then I also add in, not what I call the legal information, but I add in the terms that I have off my website and the privacy warning that I have on there as well, or disclaimer, I guess you call them. And the reason that I go in and I change those is because if I'm doing Facebook ads, Facebook likes to see that you have some of these pieces on your website. So I always put them in on my lead generation pages. So I'm going to highlight that word and I'm going to put a link in to my terms page, and I'm going to click open in a new window or tab so it doesn't close my lead generation page when somebody clicks on that. And then I'm going to do the same with the privacy one. I'm going to highlight the word, click on the insert link, and put that in there with a open in a new window. So those parts are done. The next thing that I want to do is I want to change this background, this wood grain image. It's not really my style. So I'm going to pick another image that's out there, and just to make it simple and easy, I'm going to just grab the Superman one. I will say that I do not like their image sorting system and the way you upload it. It's a little outdated if you ask me, and I think it's something that Leadpages needs to look at and fix and upgrade. So now we've got the background in, we've got our headlines in there. Now we're ready to go in and edit that opt-in form. So we're going to click on the opt-in form, and there's two ways you can do it. You can either do it from the button here, or you can do it from the settings on the menu. Either way, you want to go to the link options. And you have the options of showing a form or going to a URL. So these buttons on these pages, if you had maybe somewhere another page that you wanted them to go to, or an item in a shopping cart that was going to be a link, you can definitely use them, but you would use them as a URL. So I typically would use that when I have paid products, that it's going to be a link to the order form or to the buy now product area. So I'm going to click on advanced settings and look and edit our opt-in form. So it pops up with the form that's going to show up when your people click that button on your lead generation page. So what we typically do and go in here, this is where you want to go in and integrate this form with your email marketing system. So depending on what you have in there, you can go in and integrate it. You can also do a copy and paste of HTML. You are much better off to do the integration. So if anything changes on the other side in your system, then it's connected the proper way. So this one in here, we're going to set up and connect to this particular list or campaign that I have in my Infusionsoft account. I'm not integrating this with lead notifications because I do not want to have this set up and connected to their system for sending out emails. I want it on my own. And I'm not integrating this with a webinar host either. So I'm going to customize this form now. So now we come to a whole menu area for the form because it sets up with your standard pieces. You've got some headline information up here. You could have a header image if you want to. I don't recommend it because then it makes the form bigger. We could edit this image if we wanted to, which is the form image. I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to keep it simple here. But I do want to change the text that we have here. And the reason that I want to change it is because this is their template that they have. So I'm going to replace that with my information. There are some basics that you could go in and change the type of font if you wanted to, spacing, size, color as well. I do like to try and change the color so it's not so boring, but I will let you know that I do, there isn't a custom code that you can do with that. You can change the justification of the font if you want it to go left or right justified, all those different pieces. But we're going to keep it here and we're going to keep it simple with this one. And I'm going to just hit OK. Now, this form has first name, last name, and email. I don't like that in my form, so I want to update that form to just have first name. I like to keep it as simple as possible for people. Whoops, I wasn't quite done there. I don't want to try and get them to go in and put more information in first name, email, and then you tend to get more signups by doing that. Okay. You could put in a change to this privacy policy down here if you wanted to. Again, one of the benefits of Leadpages is they have the templates with a lot of the information. I typically tend to leave it unless I really need to change it. Okay. I do not like their sign up code information, their button information. So I typically do change that. And I change it to something that makes it a little more, how do we say, a little more personable. So instead of, instant access now, I would say something like send me the video training now, or send me the download now, or send me the report. So it sounds like it's coming from the person when they're signing up for that. So I like to keep that information there. Again, you can change the font and the spacing here, and you can also change the color of your button. So this is where you may want to go in and have your color codes for your brand already and go in and change that now. So I've got all of that done there. The last piece that you want to look at and check is always the thank you page. So if your form is integrated to your email marketing system, you would not use this thank you page. This would be the default Leadpages thank you page, which I never use. I always create a custom one for my lead magnets. So if you aren't going to be doing that and you don't have a page on your website, then you probably want a standard thank you of some sort so people know that they've signed up. So that's when you would go in here and use the Leadpages default one. Okay, but as they say right here, we recommend you use Leadpages to create a beautiful thank you page. They have a ton of really good templates and good template ideas for thank you pages that do more than just thank people. They have lots of neat ideas, so I encourage you to explore that as well. So I'm going to hit OK because I've got that all set up. Again, I don't like their button wording, so I'm going to go in and change that wording now to be what I like it to show as, so it's changed from the standard. I will typically leave that link for sign up underneath it to look the same so as what they set up. And if you check this, I always go in and double check this to make sure that the opt-in form is showing as the same one that we just made. It's just a double check I like to do to make sure that it did in fact get changed. Okay, so those are the pieces that we have set up in here. The last piece is I always want to go in and set up a thank you page as my goal for this so that I can see the conversion rates through the tracking that they do in Leadpages. So here's another thing. I'm just not keen on their sorting and organizing system. I'm just trying to go through and try to find the thank you page that I have set up here, and I actually couldn't find it earlier today. It just wasn't showing up in this list, and I'm going to probably have to rename it. So yeah, so what I'm going to do, I'm just going to grab any different thank you page. And that becomes a goal of this page. So when people come to this page and they go through and sign up, they'll come to the thank you page. They've completed the goal that I have set up for it. So that's how Leadpages will go in and track my conversion rate on the page. So that's how I know that they're going to be doing that when I set up that conversion goal. So now I want to hit save. And then you have the publish options here. Once you've hit save, it'll just go through, save your page, and then you can hit publish. So once you've hit publish, you can take a look at what that page looks like online. And here we've got it in here. And if people click on this link, they will see the way to sign up and get that information. So it's all set up, all ready to go. Very easy, and we are at about 21 minutes now, and that's with me doing a lot of extra talking and learning. So you can see that this page will be almost completely done in under 15 minutes. And I laugh when I say that because when I first made the decision to buy Leadpages, I was actually on a webinar that was done by a friend that I knew from different conferences, Bob Jenkins, who works for Leadpages. And he was running this webinar, and at the time I had a WordPress site, but I was using Optimized Press, which is a plugin to make my Leadpages. And so I took this webinar, and in it he was like, I'm going to show you how to make this page, and we're going to do it live in under 5 minutes. And I thought, well, that's bull. I don't think that could happen in 5 minutes. So I got my computer set up as it was going, and I had him on one monitor and I had my website on the other, and I was trying to duplicate the page that he was making. And I will tell you, he did it in under 5 minutes, and he did it much faster than I did just now with a lot less talk, but he's seriously had it done and up. And I think I had maybe the headline and my colors in there or something like that. So it was very much a proven webinar that really showed they really do walk the walk and talk the talk, and you really can create these pages on Leadpages very fast and very easy, and that's why I use them. So when you look at the publishing part of it, you will do publishing of your page in one of a few ways. So you'll note that you've got this URL, and a lot of people will use that. I don't like to use that because Leadpages will actually get the traffic attributed to that URL. You want to make sure that you get your pages up on your website, so that if I'm going to look at my, what are my 5, if I'm having somebody go to my free report for the 5 key pieces, it is coming to my website. It is not in the Leadpages site, which is what happens if you don't do it here. So if you have a WordPress site, I highly recommend you download their plugin, install it to their website, and then what you want to do in order to go in and make the page on your website, you literally go to their plugin that will show up on your website on the back end in WordPress. You hit the Leadpages and you say, I want to add a new page, and it loads up, okay? And it typically loads up the one that you just created there, and then you can create the URL that you want to have for this, whatever it may be. So I'll call this Leadpages Training. Hit publish, and now that page is going to be on my website. If I go, I'll show you what that looks like. I'm just going to click the / Leadpages training, and there it is. It's just going to load up that picture. All ready to go and ready for you to fill in your name and email on the form. So that is how you can very quickly set that up on your website. If you have your own server, you want to download the HTML code for it, you can do this here. You can also put it onto Facebook as a tab, so you'll know that some pages have spots over here, like I have my how-to videos that goes to my YouTube channel. So what you can do here is use this connection on Facebook to add that page directly to your Facebook page. So you just pick, this will be different for most people, you only have your own business's page. So you'll want to click where you can send that to. I'm going to add this page tab. It's going to take me to Facebook, where it's going to configure that onto my page. So now you'll see over here I have a Leadpages tab on this side. Well, I typically want to fix that up. So I'm going to now go to, I'm going to do it over here. I'm going to go to Settings, and I'm going to go to Edit Page, because one of the things you can do with these tabs over here, where is it? I guess I'll have to go back over here. Settings, hit Edit Page. You can rename all these different tabs over here. So I have this Leadpages one that just put on there, and I want to show it a little differently. So I'm going to hit Edit Settings, and I'm going to have it called Free Leadpages Training. I'm going to hit Save, and I'm going to hit OK. And then when I go back to my page, if someone were to come here and check out my tabs on the side there, they see the free Leadpages training, they're going to come to that information. So people can actually sign up directly from your Facebook page. Not as many people use this anymore. People are on Facebook a lot more with more so using a mobile device. So they're typically not exploring things around, they're seeing stuff in their newsfeed. But I like to cover all my bases and get as much out there as I can to fix that kind of stuff up. The other thing that I would typically do when I sign that up is I want to go back and edit where that's showing on that side menu, because it's down at the bottom right now. So I want to drag it and move it up, and they have a limit on where you can, some of the different pieces are more important than others, and you typically cannot go ahead of post. So once I've got that in there, I'm all set and done. And then if you look back on the page now, you can see that it's right up there at the top. So that is how you would get your Facebook page set up so that it has your lead magnet right on there from your lead page. So those are the different ways that you can go in and publish that. I'm going to just do a last save and a last publish on this. I always like to cover my bases. And the last thing that you can do too is there is a way that people can share this in here. I typically don't like to do that configuration because it's going to be sharing it on Leadpages. So I don't really bother with that part. But the very last piece that I do want to do is add the SEO on it. You all know that I'm big on SEO and making sure that you have a good title, description, and keywords. So you want to go in and edit your information on here and make certain that you go in and add your information on here. Now, I could put more keywords on there. So I could do something simple, some longer phrases and different things like that. So I could add more of this in here if I wanted to do that. These are the basics that I want to show up on this. I'm going to hit done, and that will change it on their main template. Now, if you create a lead page like the one that we looked at here and create it on your own website, you'll also want to add the SEO in there too. So those are the steps to go in and create your own lead generation page, and in under 15 minutes. And again, we took about 30 minutes for this training video, but I really walked you through a lot of steps. If somebody's not talking and guiding you through like this, like I was, you'll find that you'll get the information a little bit differently and get it out there yourself. I highly encourage you, if you'd like to take a look at a checklist of the items that I covered in this video, you can visit pepperitmarketing.com/LP, and I will have that information there where you can download the checklist. And that will give you the basic steps of everything that we covered in here. And it will also give you a special link to Leadpages should you decide that you want to sign up for their very easy to use program. I will give you a little caveat here. It is an affiliate link of mine on that page, but I have a special offer that goes with it. So if you decide that Leadpages is for you and you want to open an account, then please feel free to use my special affiliate link and sign up with them. And once you do sign up, I'll receive confirmation that you've done this. And for every person that signs up for their own Leadpages account and goes through the trial period into their main system and gets in there as a paying customer with an account in Leadpages, I will offer you a free 30-minute marketing session with me. And you can use that time however you wish. Maybe it's to help you with your first lead page. Maybe it's to walk you through a page that you started and you got confused with. Or it might be just to brainstorm marketing ideas, whether it's to come up with your own lead magnet or anything else for your business. So that offer is for those of you that make the decision to go and sign up for your own Leadpages account. But everyone is most welcome to visit pepperitmarketing.com/LP and go in and download the checklist of items that I covered in this video so you know how to go in and create your own lead generation page using Leadpages and do it in under 15 minutes. I hope this has been a helpful training for you. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out with me on Facebook or through my website at pepperitmarketing.com.